Welcome everybody to Forsaken Truth. Behind me you see the Dead Man Gaming. That is my gaming channel. I am building this network as I fly it, so do apologize. So I'm going to start with this today. We have two European American men that was arrested. What was they arrested for? They had a plot to take over a Haitian island, wipe out all the men, and enslave the women and children. Now, I'm pretty sure most people shrug this off as just like a joke. This is not a joke, this is serious. But what if this wasn't random? You know what I'm saying? What if it's not random? What if it's just a modern reflection of a very old ideology, the same one that shaped global power for centuries? What if it's just another reoccurrence of that? So I'm going to be quick, factual, and neutral here. So, according to the federal indictment, Gavin Rivers Weisenberg and Tanner Christopher Thomas, they planned to seize an island off the coast of Haiti. Their alleged plan included wiping out the male population, forcing the women and children into servitude or slavery. They intended to establish a microstate that they would rule. You hear that? Okay? The entitlement that they actually think they can do that. So now, if you haven't watched my other video, I'm going to break down what EIWSI stands for. And it stands for the European Imperialist White Supremacist Ideology. It is not a government term. It is a framework used to describe the logic behind global conquest from the 1400s onward. You can check my last video on that one. Now, here are the 7 pillars: conquest through force, domination of other populations, belief in civilizing missions, extraction of resources, demographic control, monopoly over trade and strategic land, superiority narratives. And how this case mirrors that ideology. This is the core meat and potatoes we have. Pillar 1: violent territorial acquisition. Taking land by force is the oldest pillar of the imperial ideology. Elimination of the local male population. Historically, colonial powers neutralized local men to break resistance. The alleged plan in Texas follows that exact same pattern. Enslavement and reproductive control. Controlling women and children was used to reshape populations and secure dominance. Again, the same pattern appears within this case. And now that's the thing I was talking about in the beginning, earlier, entitlement. Number 4, the assumption of entitlement to rule. The idea that two European Americans could rule an island mirrors the entitlement that fueled colonial expansion. They felt entitled to rule over people that they felt was beneath them. They created that was created through the racial hierarchy system, that the framework that they created over the years. Okay. In Pillar 5, resource and territory extraction. They wanted to establish a private microstate that reflects the resource grab mentality of imperial projects historically. See, this is a historical pattern, so as much as they can deny, when you accuse them directly, the Europeans, but they cannot deny the ideology that exists within Europe. Let's just leave it there to be neutral, okay? It is a Europe ideology. Now, why this matters today? Most people think that the colonial ideology died 100 years ago, but ideologies don't disappear. They just morph, they mutate, they take another form. The Texas case isn't Europe invading Africa. It's two individuals reenacting the same script on a similar scale. This proves the colonial logic still circulates in Western consciousness, just without the uniforms and flags, people. It's the same demon dressed up in different clothes. They smile. They claim they're your friend. And they're your neighbors. But within that ideology, now this is my final thoughts. And If we don't recognize these patterns, we'll keep repeating them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please let me know in the comments. Do you think these men were acting alone or acting out of a worldview they inherited from history? Please get back to the dead man or forsaken truth.